Michael raises a great point there, Bronwyn, and that was in fact asked in that press conference by one of the lefty. Seriously, Angus, you've got to stop all this, hey, PK, how you going, all this. The left-wing media are your enemy, Liberals. Understand that firmly. They are your enemy. They're not your friends.
Yeah, I am.
And now let me just ask you, Bronwyn. So Michael raises that point about preference deals. Angus kind of brushed that away and said, well, that's the party machine. Well, that's a disaster. The party machine in New South Wales and across Australia is a joke. It should be dismantled. They're the ones that keep losing. So you can't just go, no, leave it to the party machine. What do you do?
No, you can't. With leadership goes the intent and the desire to shape where those preferences goes. The actual negotiation of the deals, when I was party president, I did those negotiations rather well, I thought, at the time.
You won. That's a clue.
Yes. So if I point out the fact that I've been saying all along that there has to be an accommodation with one nation, I've used that term, it does come down to how you manage those preferences, because Pauline Hanson has said, I'm a Conservative, but I'm not going to lie down and become part of somebody else's organisation, which means you have to do preference deals. And that means you have to have people handing out how to votes, and the how to votes have to have which way those preferences will go. When you saw that news poll go, where do preferences flow, there was this huge 21% that said, we just follow the ticket. So that's how important having branch structure and people on the ground is. And the major parties know it. And I think One Nation is now coming to terms with the fact it knows it. And if it controls the Senate, it's in a powerful position if they've already done deals on preferences.
Now, Michael, what's the mood, do you think, in the Labor Party caucus rooms at the moment? They seem to have gone down this juvenile, childish, let's paint Angus Taylor as some kind of, you know, Whig or Tory from the 19th, from a Jane Austen novel, sipping Chardonnay. They're clueless, aren't they? Do they understand that they're now dealing with an economic Rhodes Scholar, that none of them have any serious grounding in economics? They are vulnerable, aren't they, the Labor Party?
I think they've psyched themselves into political superiority position because of the dominance of One Nation. And Angus Taylor's first hurdle is going to be what happens in Farrer now that Susan Ley has announced her resignation from Parliament. One Nation is often running and will be running very hard there. And it'll be very difficult for him to hold on to that seat. If One Nation were to go over the top of him, it would be a very bad move for his leadership. I think the Labor Party, the 93 majority, I've never seen a caucus like it. All bland, all do whatever Albo and the Socialist left tell them to. It's a government that should be ripe for the pickings, but
I agree.
Let's see what happens after this Farrer by-election.
I agree wholeheartedly, Michael. Rich pickings for a strong Conservative leader. OK, Bronwyn, just before we go, is Tony Abbott right that Angus Taylor can win the next election, or is Malcolm Turnbull right that Angus Taylor is the world's most popular idiot, or whatever nonsense he came up with? Who would you be backing?
Malcolm Turnbull is always wrong. And as I looked at him this morning, I thought, my God, he's aged. And he's wearing a pink shirt, which shows his initial intention to want to be part of the Labor Party, which Graham Richardson wouldn't have. So now we're looking at a situation where it is always possible to win an election. Always possible. The Labor Party is looking very smug. It's also looking a bit fearful. That attack on Angus Taylor last week in Question Time was pathetic. Truly pathetic. So, and their little ads that they're running out now, equally pathetic. So, yes, Tony Abbott did get it right. Yes, it is possible.